1.
Hello, Cardinals. We're going to talk about investigation 5.3 today, rocks, a closer look. And our focus question is, what characteristics do rocks have that classify them? Before we get to 5.3, we're going to talk about 5.2, looking back at question 16, discussing in groups what would be represented in your crayon model for all these different parts of the rock cycle. So Earth's materials will be represented by what part of the model. So you're thinking about A through G and figuring out which part of yesterday's lab fits with those terms. We're also going to look back at the diagram of the rock cycle that we provided for you and give you little answers just to double check that you have it right. Looking at the rock cycle with weathering and erosion, cooling, melting, all the different parts of that. It should look something like this. So the arrows are colored in and you have information leading to each different rock. And you've also labeled the 3 types of rock: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. Finally, we'll look back at the objectives, and for number 4, we'll describe how 3 kinds of rocks are formed. As we look on to investigation 5.3, we're going to be constructing explanations of how igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks are formed. Looking at number 1 here, in previous investigations, you learned about how rocks can change into a new type through geological processes. Those include things like crystallization, deformation, melting, sedimentation, and weathering. In this investigation, you'll take a closer look at actual rock samples and use your observations to infer what geological processes form them. You're going to look at the rock shown in figure 5.5 and then think about the different parts of the rock and answer questions 2A through 2E. Carefully look at the student sheet 5.3, observing rock samples. You're going to work with a partner to complete the task. You have 16 rock samples labeled A through P. You're going to arrange those in the station and then look at each one. And they should have a card with the rock of the same type. You're going to observe each rock and record its color and texture. And then the rock's color refers to the variety of minerals that you can see based on the color. You're going to go through all the different samples and fill out investigation student sheet 5.3. Okay. After you've made observations at all the stations, you're going to return to your groups, and your teacher is going to provide you with a group of rock card set of cards for the rocks for you to look at. And with your group, you're going to look over the observation of these cards. Look for patterns or similarities and differences or other observations to keep them in different categories. You should go back and reread sedimentary rocks and make your observations and answer 9A and 9B, 9C and 9D. Go back and reread metamorphic rocks and answer the questions once again. And finally, read igneous rocks and answer those questions. Finally, for number 12, you're going to use a marker to create 3 columns on a large sheet of paper. You're going to title those columns igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. And you're going to write down the characteristics based on your observations for each type of rock. So your to-do list today is to do steps 1 through 12, answer questions 2, 9A, 9C, 10A, 10B, 11A, and 12. And when you get done, you should finish lesson 5 materials, student sheet 5.2 vocab, all the different things we've done. So you're prepped for the reflection tomorrow. If you have any questions, please let your teacher know.